I'm Lian for Kit Guru, and today's review is of this gaming PC from Overclockers, which is called the Infin8 Empress Mk3, and it is a budget gaming system for about £4,500, which sounds like a complete contradiction in terms, only makes any sense whatsoever when you realise that Infin8, INFIN 8 digit, is inspired by 8-Pack, who obviously builds super duper high-end systems for Overclockers UK, up to, I think the most expensive system on the list is £22,000. And you can easily spend 8 or 12,000 on a regular PC. So this £4,500-ish PC is, by their standards, a snip. So they're not claiming it is an 8-Pack system, it's kind of an 8-Pack system. I've got it hooked up to my 4K display here, and if I just hit start, and we'll start the benchmark running of Gears of War 4 at 4K on ultra settings, and as you will see, it'll just run through it happily. So the basic spec is a Kaby Core i7-7700K overclocked. They say it'll overclock to at least 5 GHz. This is 5.1 GHz. Which by the standards of overclocked Kaby Lake, that's actually pretty darn good. 4.8 rock solid from any Kaby Lake that we've seen. 4.95 question mark over 5. Very good going. 5.1 is good going from a manufacturer who's giving you a guarantee, a warranty with their system, so that's good. Pair of GTX 1080s, whole load of liquid cooling. One slight query with the specification is that I was expecting to have an Intel 600p SSD with a Samsung 840 EVO as a secondary, but instead it's got a Samsung 960 EVO as the primary SSD and no other drives in the thing at all. There are plenty of drive bays, so I'm guessing that's one of those funny things, A, to do with changing hardware availability, and B, it's a system for review. Given that hard drives cost nothing, they could bung a couple of terabytes of extra storage in this thing for pennies, and if you're paying £4,500, I think you deserve that. Other bits of the system: Asus Republic of Gamers Maximus 9 Hero motherboard. There we go, finished. Let's just give you the test figures. I've run this test a few times, and it did Gears of War 4, average 46 frames a second, minimum 39. As I say, that's on ultra settings at 4K, which is quite a system breaker, and it runs through it. Ashes of the Singularity on high settings, it did that 90 frames a second. If you want to do GTA 5, 115. Absolutely immense gaming power. It is obviously a thing of beauty. The Lian PC08 case is just lovely. The lighting inside is good. That's linked into the Asus ROG motherboard, which has Aura. I've set it to static to avoid it monkeying around the cameras. But basically, you can have anything you like. It arrived on like a rainbow marquee kind of thing, which looked really good. I actually quite liked it. I don't know if I could live with it for very long, but it certainly looked glorious. And it makes a real feature of the EKWB pump reservoir in the front corner, which is mounted on a fan mount on the floor. And it shows off the Mayhem's coolant. It actually made me quite annoyed because I've used the Mayhem's Aurora Silver coolant myself, and mine looked nothing like that. The particles in this and the movement and the flow look absolutely stunning, which is actually what I expected when I used this same coolant, and mine just wasn't as good. So there you go. Even coolant, there is a variant and variety. We've got one radiator on show in the main compartment in the roof of 240. There's also a 360 here with 3 more fans, so a total of 5 120 fans on the 2 radiators, which is a load of cooling. And it works gloriously well. Around the back here, also in this back compartment, there's a Superflower power supply. Yes, Superflower Lead X Platinum 850 watt, 80 plus rated power supply. Superflower 8-Pack being almost synonymous. So this is a super high-end gaming system. It idles at 100 watts. 3D Mark it draws 480 watts. When you're gaming, it draws 430 watts, which just goes to show that a power supply in the 750-850 territory is actually giving you loads of overkill. 1000 watt, 1200 watt these days. Don't really need it, do you? There is nothing about this system that I don't like, with one exception, which is the noise. It's churning away and making quite a constant roar, and it's getting on my nerves. It's not a killer. It depends where the system is. My concern is that I think a system looking this good is going to be up on your desk, and the fan speeds are set to kind of, the CPU fan is set to full speed, and the other fans are set to normal mode, and that's around 1200 RPM. The fans appear to be noise blocker. They're logoed NB, so that's going to be noise blocker, which are perfectly decent. Again, things like fans and such like, where to buy this system, I'm sure if you specified that you wanted different fans, that overclockers would be more than happy to cater to your whims. So it's a tad noisy. Also, the nature of the case and the whole look of the thing, it's going to be dusty. The top is open, the back is open. There is some mesh, but it's not going to really stop dust getting in it. It's just going to slow it down. So you're going to be going inside every so often to do a bit of a spring cleaning and so on. In terms of pricing, I must confess the price kind of makes me step back and reel a little, because it's a heck of a lot of cash. But it does depend. I mean, obviously, we're not in the territory of budget in the true sense, anything. When you're talking over £4,000. And if you're stepping down from having looked at an 8-pack system, this is cheap as chips, so therefore it makes perfect sense. The thing is, we reviewed a Dyno PC Raptor 2, which is in a Phanteks, so a regular tower rather than the Lian Li. But the hardware was amazingly similar to this, albeit one radiator rather than two, but the temperatures came out almost identical, so that tells you you don't really need this much cooling. And the Dyno PC was significantly cheaper. Having said that, if you're looking at 8-pack systems and you step down to Infin8, then you're not shopping in that store anyway. So I can understand that a great many overclockers customers are going to end up with this system and be very, very happy with it. The fact they could get similar hardware, albeit looking different, for less is almost immaterial. But there we go. I really cannot see the truly savvy builder actually spending £4,000 on a PC like this anyway. I imagine you want to build it yourself. Because the thing is, there's nothing massively clever in this PC. It's well put together, it's good components, it's carefully assembled, no doubt about it. And this nature of this case, the dual chamber design, the back compartment, you can kind of chuck a bit of cabling in there just to finish up the build without having to work double hard like you do with the double glass-sided case. Most competent PC builders could come up with something like this. If you look at this first, you could copy it quite easily. And what the heck? On the other hand, if you're in the market for a £4,000 gaming PC, I think you'll just chuck the money at someone and say thank you very much, and a few weeks later the box arrives and you'll be happy as a sandboy. So there you go. Overall impressed, slightly stunned by the price, but such is life. It is a luxurious PC and it's one heck of a sight cheaper than an 8-pack system. I'm Lian for Kit Guru. This is Overclockers UK Infin8 Empress Mk3. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. If you want more from Kit Guru, please do click to subscribe. I'm Lian for Kit Guru. This is the Overclockers UK Infin8 Empress Mk3.